Alright, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Chapter 1, Lesson 2, Speed and Velocity. So the key concepts: what is speed? How can you use a distance time graph to calculate average speed? And what are ways velocity can change? By the end of this presentation, doing the multiple labs we're going to do, any videos and readings, and you're going to be able to answer these questions and be awesome for the quiz and tests we're going to do in the future. So here are some of the vocabulary words we're going to learn today. We have 5 of them: speed, constant speed, instantaneous speed, average speed, and finally velocity. We're going to be able to get you to know what each word means scientifically and kind of tell the difference between. A lot of these words, obviously 4 out of 5 of them have the word speed. They all have something to do with speed, but how are they different? So we'll figure that out too. So the first word, what is speed?
Speed. The distance an object moves divided by the time it takes to move that distance.
Go ahead and pause the video so you can write down these definitions as you need to. Now, as we're measuring speed, we have to ask, what is speed? It's how fast are you going? How far have you gone in a certain amount of time, okay? Have you gone 3 meters in 5 seconds? That's a speed. That's a distance divided by time. Have you gone 30 miles in 1 hour? That's a distance divided by time. Okay, it's how far you've gone in a certain amount of time. Now you can calculate speed, again, by dividing the distance traveled by the time it takes to go that distance. Let's look at a couple of the common things. Airplane. A lot of us have been in an airplane. Many airplanes go about 245 meters per second. Equivalent number is 882 kilometers per hour, or about 548 miles per hour. Planes are pretty fast. Now, if you slow it down to something else, a lot of us have been in a car, of course. Those go 27 meters per second, 97 kilometers per hour, or 60 miles per hour. Okay, if you've been on the highway. Now, if you're walking around, let's say well, some of you run to lunch, but say you're walking in the hallway like a normal human, you go about 1.3 meters per second, 4.7 kilometers per hour, or 2.9 miles per hour. These are all different speeds. Again, they're a distance over a certain amount of time. Meters per second, kilometers per hour, or miles per hour. And again, in the science classroom, we're going to use mostly metric meters per second. Now, constant speed. Again, pause the video when you need to.
Constant speed. The rate of change of position in which the same distance is traveled each second.
Now, after you write this definition down, look at the picture. As you can see, the car right here is at 0 meters, it's 0 seconds. Now, between each of these stopwatches are 2 seconds. As you can notice, they're in equal distance. This car is going at a constant speed. Every 2 seconds, it looks like it's about 20 meters. Okay, they're a little off on the picture because the car's in motion, of course, but that's pretty much what constant speed is keeping the same speed every couple of seconds. Now, there's a button on the steering wheel of a lot of cars. Can you guess what that is that helps us keep a constant speed? Think of it to yourself. If you thought of the cruise control button, a lot of your parents will use this. It saves gas. It saves miles per gallon, but it keeps you at a constant speed. That way you don't accidentally press the gas too hard and go too fast. Now, when the car speed changes, it moves at different distance each period of time. That's a changing speed. So look at from 0 to 2 is a little distance. It's only not even gone about 10 meters in 2 seconds. But then from 2 to 4 seconds, it goes from 10 to over 30 meters. Okay, that's a big jump, and you can see that gap right here. And then from 4 to 6 seconds, you go from 30 to 70 meters. Okay, again, you can see that the changing speed is because there's a difference between the stopwatches here. Instantaneous speed. Again, pause when you need to.
Instantaneous speed. An object's speed at a specific instant in time.
How can you figure out your instantaneous speed? Okay, well, if you're looking at your odometer in a car, that's what tells you how fast you're going right now. If you have the unfortunate experience of being in the car when one of your parents gets pulled over because they're going too fast, that cop had a laser, or a radar you can say, and it pointed it at the car and then bam, took their speed. That's the instantaneous speed. They come up to the car and say, you know what, you were going too fast in this area. They got their instantaneous speed.
Average speed. The total distance traveled divided by the total time taken to travel that distance.
Now here's a good equation, but the total distance divided by the total time. That's how you find your average, okay? All of it. And here's a pretty good formula that you should write down under your definition. It is total distance divided by total time, V equals D over T. You're going to see that quite a bit. Now, graphs that show the comparisons between your distance and time, we call those distance time graphs. And they're a little different than our normal because all of the time always goes on the bottom for distance time graphs. So you can see on the x-axis, time in seconds, that goes on the bottom. Distance in kilometers, that goes on the side. On the y-axis, you have your title, of course. Now, you can see even counting the y-axis, the distance is counting every other line by 0.5 of a kilometer, where the seconds, every other line is 40 seconds. Now, we can see that this has a straight line, and that tells me that this is going at a constant speed. When the slope is straight, not curvy, that's a constant speed. And you could use distance time graphs. We can actually compare the motion of two objects. Let's look at these two horses again. We have the blue horse A and the orange horse B. Now we have them comparing. We can see, oh, we can just go, oh, blue is going faster because it's higher up. That's one way to say it, but since we're smart, successful sixth graders, we're going to say, oh, the blue horse or horse A has a steeper slope on the distance time graph. Therefore, it is going faster than horse B, indicated by the orange line. We can also prove that because after 120 seconds, horse B only went 1.5 kilometers, while after 120 seconds, horse A got to 2 kilometers. So it went farther in the same amount of time. That means it went faster. Again, the steeper the line indicates the faster speed. Now you can use distance time graphs to calculate the average speed of an object by finding its slope. You can pause here and read each of these steps. What I would typically suggest is just finding the total distance on the end of the graph divided by the total time. But if you want to go a different way, you can choose 2 points, find the difference between the time and the distance on both of those, and divide them up, and you can see how this one worked out as 5 meters per second. Now, how can you use distance time graphs to calculate average speed? You can find the slope. You can also use the whole graph to find the total distance and divide that by the total time at the end of the graph. Now, if the speed of an object changes, instead of being constant, its motion on a distance time graph is curved. We can see right here, this solid orange, your starting point at 0 seconds. 1 second you get just past 2 kilometers, but then you start to slow down. And then at 3 seconds, you're just over 3. And then when you're just getting, I should say, just getting to 3, just before 3 seconds, you start to flatline. When you get flat right here, this little flat area between 3 and 5 seconds, it's flat on a horizontal. What does that mean? You stopped. Look at, you're not going any farther on the distance. You need to really understand this. Whatever this train is doing, it decided to take a break. Maybe it's picking up passengers. We can make an inference. Then at 5 seconds, what happens? It starts to go again. Now, if we want to find the average speed it took over the 10 minutes of travel time on the bus, or the train, I should say, you can take the total distance divided by the total time, the end point divided by the starting point, or you can make a dotted line between them and again find the slope anywhere you like. Okay? That's in the 2 ways to do it. Now again, you can pause after this. Velocity.
Velocity. The speed and the direction of a moving object.
Now what's the difference between just velocity and regular speed? Speed is the distance over a certain amount of time. Velocity is the distance over a certain amount of time plus a direction. Your speed, going 3 meters per second. Velocity, going 3 meters per second north. That's the only difference. It's the only thing you need to know. Okay? It came from the Latin word velocitas, which means swiftness and speed. Now, the velocity of an object can be represented by an arrow. So basically, the bigger the arrow, the faster the object's going. And the arrow points in the direction that the object would be moving. So let's think about basketball. Okay? As you can see here, the velocity of the basketball, well, the speed is going fast, slowing down, as you can see the arrow's getting smaller, but the arrow's changing direction. Because when you bounce a ball, it goes bing. It's going faster after the initial bounce off the, let's say, the basketball court, but it starts to slow down because gravity takes it, and then it's going to come back down and speed up again, and so on and so on. So you know velocity when you see it drawn in a picture because of the arrows. The longer the arrow, the faster the speed, and the arrow points in the direction you need to go. Okay? How can you change velocity? You can pause and write this down, but listen closely. There are 3 ways. 1, slow it down. 2, speed it up. 3, change direction. Slow down, speed up, and change direction. Those are the 3 ways you can change velocity. Now let's write this summary on the back. Speed is a measure of the distance an object travels in a unit of time. You can describe the object's constant speed, instantaneous speed, or average speed. Okay? A distance time graph shows the speed of an object. Velocity includes both speed and direction, or I should say speed and direction of motion. Which way is the object going? Alright, let's see if you can answer this. Just use your fingers or in your head. The total distance traveled divided by the total time taken to travel that distance is known as which of these? Total distance divided by total time. If you said average speed, you really got this down. The units of speed are units divided by which of these? Okay. Units of speed, constant speed, units of time, or average speed. If you said time, you were right. It is distance divided by time. How is constant speed represented on a distance time graph? Is it a wavy line, a crooked line, a straight line, or a curved line? If you said a straight line, you had it right. Okay, so let's think about this. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Constant speed is the same thing as average speed. Not exactly. Constant speed is making sure that you keep the same speed every time, while average speed is finding the total distance divided by your total time. A lot of the time, though, it's easier to find an average speed if you're keeping a constant speed. Velocity is another name for speed. Kind of, because velocity is the distance over the amount of time, but you have to make sure you're remembering add a direction. Okay, I hope this helped you, and rewind, pause again when you need to. Go ahead and take the practice quiz on the side of the Sophia.